Hello, ATNI members. We're pleased to provide an update from the ATNI Climate Change Project. My name is Don Sampson. I'm the Climate Change Project Director, and I'm joined by Chaz Jones, who is the Tribal Liaison with ATNI's Climate Change Project and the Northwest Climate Adaptation Science Center. Today, we want to provide a brief update on our goals and the upcoming Tribal Climate Camp. The ATNI Climate Project, of course, was started back in 2014. We have four major goals. One is to make sure that our ATNI member tribes are engaged and aware of federal, state, and tribal programs. Second, to serve as a coordinator and clearinghouse of tribal and intertribal efforts. And third is to make sure that ATNI member tribes are represented in regional, national, and international climate policy. And last, to make sure that ATNI member tribes are able to secure climate change funding so to build their capacity and address climate planning within their communities.
And now we have a video about next.
I really hold it in my heart that Indigenous peoples know how to take care of this land because we've been here for time immemorial. And I mean, if we're still here, we're doing something right. We know what we're doing, and that's why this work is so important.
We're here in our third camp. We had about 70 people and 18 tribes represented. So we're pretty excited about the ability to help tribes think through climate impacts, plan for those, both from a traditional ecological knowledge standpoint, as well as through a Western science assessment, and then plan forward for the next couple hundred years. My name is Pio Pio Mox Mox. My English name is Donald Sampson, and I'm the Affiliated Tribes of Northwest Indians Climate Change Project Director. Our vision for climate prepared tribes is that they understand a number of modeling scenarios, because there's a number of different ways to look at climate impacts. There's kind of a worst case scenario, and maybe there's a moderate case scenario. We want them to plan for each of those scenarios so they're prepared regardless of what happens.
Climate impacts are happening now. They are already here and present in our communities. The time for action is yesterday. The time for action is tomorrow. You really do have to have more than one person from your community dedicated to working on this to be able to really have some kind of plan or movement to action.
All tribes, all staff are always overloaded, not enough time, not enough funding, people. And I feel like this gives a port in the storm of that activity to kind of be in a different setting and approach their plan from a frame of mind where they have time to focus on it. And not only focus, but have access to resources like people that are working in climate resiliency, Indigenous sustainability, just anything to do with supporting and helping tribes advance in the way that they want to see them grow.
So we've had tribes from throughout the U.S. at this most recent camp. We had the Seminole tribe from Florida, Micmac from Maine, we had Alaska natives. So a lot of different tribes coming together to share their collective knowledge. Each of those tribes come from different geographic areas, experiencing different types of climate impacts. And when they can share how they're adapting and how they're assessing the impacts and what they plan to do, I think that's very powerful. In the United States, there are 573 tribes, of which only about 50 have done some assessment of climate impacts. So we've got a long ways to go. And I think these camps are allowing tribes to come together at a more rapid rate to begin sharing that knowledge with each other.
I think this week was really great, and I think a lot of the tribes that were here were able to develop their actions for when they go home, whether that's an adaptation plan or getting together a resolution, or even just starting community meetings talking about climate change. So I think the folks that were here this week ended up becoming really prepared to bring that back to their communities.
It was truly invaluable to my community. community's planning process. Some of the foundations of our adaptation plan, which are our mission statement and our goals, were developed at Tribal Climate Camp.
Think back to a tribal council back in the 1800s that our chief Oshkosh said, "I wish to pursue a course which will be best for the children that will follow us." He was talking about me and my generation. So that really inspires me to think, okay, what do I need to say? What do I need to do for generations that far down, while still thinking about our own generation today? It might seem like a heavy task, but I think that's a responsibility that's been given to us and that we carry forward as we go into the future.
So that was a video that covered our 2019 Tribal Climate Camp. And now Don's going to talk about our 2020 Tribal Climate Camp.
So as you know, we've held 4 camps so far. In 2016, we conducted our first one in Idaho, hosted by the Nez Perce tribe. Our second one was hosted by the Nisqually tribe up in Washington. Our third then by the Salish Kootenai tribe. And this year, we'll be holding our camp in Anchorage, Alaska, and it'll be hosted by the Chugach Regional Resource Commission. Originally, we had it scheduled for this fall, and because of COVID, have made a decision to reschedule it to May 23rd through the 28th of 2021. And we have applications that we've received already from ATNI member tribes and as well as tribes from Alaska. So we're very pleased that we'll be planning that camp and be reviewing those applications that we received to date and selecting those tribes that will participate with us on July 10th. We're also pleased to announce that the affiliated tribes was funded again for 2021 to develop a tribal climate camp so that we can offer additional training. It's a 1-week in-depth training to allow tribes to begin their planning if they've not already started, or refine their plans if they've been doing it for some time, as well as to share a network between tribes and strategies on how we can address climate impacts in our community. So we're pleased that we're able to continue this support to our member tribes.
Yeah, and this is just a map showing the different tribes that have applied to participate in our 2020 Tribal Climate Camp. We're pleased to announce that we have about 20 tribes that have applied with a mix of approximately half from Alaska and half from ATNI member tribes. And the Metlakatla Indian community, while listed with the Alaska, is actually an ATNI member tribe. So yeah, pleased to, we're looking forward to the Tribal Climate Camp for 2020 being held in 2021, but look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.